Well, 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 welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right, you've found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, Pete. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, and germs and bacteriums and all other such appearances, welcome back to another exciting session in the Architects of Fate of Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed of by Modifius Entertainment. Tonight we resume with Season 3, Episode 18 of our Conan's campaign, titled Queenies Gambit. The party finds itself having traveled through to the south of Ophir, stopping at the Queen's Ruby Travel Lodge, ran by Miss Ruby herself. Leaving there, traveling south along the King's Road, where they saw up ahead. Brilliant observation to see up ahead a bunch of bandits and brigands pillaging and kidnapping and just otherwise being menaces to society, where the party bravely decided to hit the trees and go the long way around.
There was no pillaging. They were just extorting money at a toll road.
Yes.
Well, we know they owned the road. We don't really know if they were bandits.
Exactly. They don't even know that they were bandits. Just the people walking past you guys talking about those damn bandits.
Yeah, you could have been talking about Michael.
And then they made it to the second Queen's Ruby Travel Lodge, ran by Queenie, no less. Unfortunately, they weren't there in time to make it to the show, but they were given a nice room to get cleaned up, given a little bit of information and support by Queenie before they were handed to a nice room, given a good meal, given a nice room to stay in for the night. And here we are, first thing, rise and shine in the morning. The party wakes up in the Queen's Ruby Travel Lodge, ran by Queenie, in the very well apportioned rooms that you guys were provided. Good morning. Birds whistling, tweeting. Sunshine. Smell of breakfast downstairs.
Yummy.
Y'all need to
It's your turn.
get yourself a bowl of this gruel. It's really good.
I'm still sleeping. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Who comes up to the room or anybody?
Nobody comes up to the room.
Okay.
Nobody bothers you, but you do smell food downstairs.
I think I'm gonna get some food.
There's no room service?
I've already
You
got
didn't ask for it. Usually, if you want room service, you send a servant for it.
Fine, I'll put my pantaloons on and go downstairs.
So 3 of the party decides to get out of bed and get dressed and go downstairs. Abertak and Zang decide to keep cuddling.
I'll drag myself out of bed. It's been a long night.
And I will deign to join the rest of them.
And the party heads downstairs. This room is similarly apportioned in that it is a large great room, kind of like the big great room was at the first Queen's Ruby Travel Lodge. It has the double grand staircases on the outside and a little balcony at the top, again like the first one did. However, the first one, while it had a big U-shaped bar in the middle covering the entire center of the room, forcing you to kind of go around it like this, this one does not have that, opting for just a more traditional, this wall entirely is the entrance to the kitchen, the bar, mirrors, drinks, foods, and all of that. And then the great room itself is checkerboarded. The floor itself is tiled in kind of a large checkerboard tiles, each one like a 8x8 checkerboard across the room with tables in each of them. Some tables get to take up multiple, but it's all very, very geometric in here. Which is a little bit at odds because last night when you were here, you didn't get to come into this great room really, but all of the people that you saw were pretty much body painted and masquerading as flowers and plants and trees and roses and other natural kind of organic things, including the very walls outside were made of large hedges and rose bushes. Today, however, the staff is not dressed up and painted up as flowers and roses and bushes. They are dressed up and painted up, some of them, as various strange knightly figures. This one has like a horse head, a fake, like big paper mache sort of horse head on their chest, and that one has battlements on their shoulders, and this one has a big abbot hat.
Sensing a chest pain here.
Yeah. You are welcome down to a table. One of the staff members that's dressed up like a horse comes trotting out to you. Trotting out.
He has to go 3 and then 2, 3 and then 2.
Gets orders, get you guys breakfast, get you everything that you want. We don't really need to go through ordering breakfast. But while in the middle of eating breakfast, out comes the queen herself. And this would be Queenie. She's not as much red as Ruby was. This one, she still has red hair, but she, instead of being in white and black, is the only one of bright colors of all of the staff. And she's in mostly greens and a few reds. With some white and black accents, just to keep the theme. And she starts making her rounds. It's not the big, showy, flashy display, but she's still making her rounds to all the folks. Eventually coming over to your table. One thing to note, please, if somebody would give me either a society or an observation check, don't care which one, just one person though.
I can do observation.
Do an observation.
What do you observe?
So I think I have the best observation of the group.
Your observation is a 14 and a 3, so that would be a complication and a success. So one success and one complication.
Oh, good. We've begun already.
Can you re-roll that?
I don't know if I can.
Do you have a skill for observation re-roll?
Oh, I have a head shake, so probably. Yeah, let's re-roll that.
Just one.
Sharp senses? Do you have sharp senses?
He does have sharp senses.
That re-rolls one of your d20s. I suggest we're re-rolling to 20.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
There you
Yay!
Okay. Thanks, Bob, for knowing his character sheet.
Yes, thanks, Bob.
That turns it into 2 successes and no complications, and that was an observation check. So just with an observation check, what you kind of notice? Ooh, it's really raining outside. Just started. That's nice. What you kind of notice is that Your table is up against the wall, kind of far away from everybody else that you were taken to. It's not a particularly crowded great room right now, but it seems like most of the folks were put on that side of the room, and you guys kind of have this side of the room to yourself. Whether that's because she's trying to keep you away from her regular crowd, you don't really know. But what you do know is that you have definitely been excluded from the regular crowd over here.
It's just as well.
Eventually, Queenie does make it around to you during her set of, meeting everybody, meeting and greeting, being seen, and doing her charm, if you will. She comes up and, well, good morning to all of you. I hope you enjoyed your evening and had a nice sleep.
Yes, it was very restful. Thank you.
I do so hope you're able to come and see us again. Such a pleasure having you here, and always happy to have such lovely folks as yourself. And she does something that she hasn't done at any of the other tables that you've noticed. She pulls up a chair and sits down right beside all of you.
Oh. By all means, let me. I get up and I pull the chair out.
Oh, she grabbed a chair and did a kind of little twirl with the chair and was sat down before you even had a chance to react to kind of figure. She doesn't go, can I sit down? She pulls up a chair and sits down with you. She goes, I've gotten another message, and I wish to ask of you guys a favor. One you'll be well compensated for, I assure you. Would you be amenable for a task?
Of course.
Sure. So I've gotten more information that the very people that are apparently hunting you, I've got a little bit of and she keeps a very, very broad smile, like she's flirting with you guys, but her voice betrays no hint of sunshine as she's speaking. One of the members of this troop that appear to be after you, I have an issue with. You see, this person, this creature, this thug has performed an act that is to be not acceptable upon one of Ruby's folks. That act is an act that we do not allow at the Queen's Ruby Lodge, and one that should not be allowed anywhere. Unfortunately, I can't openly go to war. I can't openly make enemies with people that could burn down everything and everyone. And I was hoping you lovely folks would be able to help me out. You'd be very generously compensated.
Wow. I have a feeling we're gonna roll across these people sooner or later.
I am a woman of high regard and respect. However, I will do anything for money. So.
She says, I'm happy just to know he's paid the price, but I'd rather make him pay the price myself. If you can get him back here, your pay will be doubled. And I might have some other information that could be useful for you.
Where are they now?
Last we saw them night before last heading south of here. We know they were after you because some of my girls heard them talking about you, some of your names and descriptions. Sorry, I scratched that. Night before last, Ruby heard them giving some of your names and descriptions at the other lodge. She sent message ahead.
How will we know which person? How will we know who it is? How will we know this person?
He's a big, burly man, great beard. They're pale. Has one eye. Wears an eye patch with an emblem, a blue embossed emblem of a throne on it. At that, Abertac, I need you to roll me a sorcery. Yeah, I think sorcery. Or lore. I would allow sorcery or lore. Actually, lore is probably better, but I would allow a sorcery roll.
If I can do that one, I'm going to do that one. It's much better.
Okay. That would be 3 successes. What she describes is a symbol of the Turanian god Erlik. The Turanian god Erlik is also known as the god of death, sin, death, sin, necromancy, evil.
I'm good.
And he is the official god of the Turanians, who are very fatalistic. Basically, all things are already predetermined, so murdering people is just part of the great plan anyways. Turanians aren't exactly nice people.
Far from Turania, are we?
Huh?
How far from Turania are we?
Not that far, actually. If you, I can't pull the map up there, but if you do look at the map itself, when I say not that far, I mean, so basically you have Ophir, and if we're looking at the Roll20 map, actually I can help. So we have Ophir where we are. Next to the east of Ophir is Corinthia and Zamora. Zamora being the city of thieves, basically. And Turan is the next nation after Zamora. And Turan is also kind of the gateway to the east. There's the Great Vilayet Sea, the Hyrcanians. Turanians are particularly known as steppe nomads and barbarians and raiders. The Turanian Asher mercenaries are very highly regarded, very strong, very known for their cavalry. Think Byzantine Empire circa 1500s. The Turks in the 1500s.
Oh, I will share that information with the group, having recognized the embossed, embroidered, whatever symbol on the eye patch.
Sounds like somebody we would have taken out anyways. But okay.
Well, combine that with information that you already have, that the captain of the mercenary troop that is supposedly hunting you, it is a cavalry troop led by a Turanian woman, which is unheard of to have a female cavalry commander, especially from Turan.
She must be particularly brutal.
So a Turanian troop led by a woman, and has a giant, burly man with a great big bushy beard.
A great bushy beard.
Should be relatively easy to spot.
Yeah, pretty sure that's going to be pretty recognizable.
What?
The sort of heavy cavalry divisions, or honestly, the sort of formal, organized, professionalized cavalry divisions are rare. Xenia, you know this part in particular. A lot of mercenaries have people with horses, but most mercenary companies can't afford actual cavalry.
Mhm.
Sure, you can have people with horses, but cavalry is expensive.
Yeah.
So to say that there is a cavalry troop hunting you guys, that is a price.
Yeah.
Cavalry also tends to be the more elite set of troops.
Oh,
It also means we should probably go through the woods.
Well, between here and the actual haunted forest, there's not a lot of woods.
All right, Michael, start planting trees. Oh, wait. Insane. Not me, you.
It's mostly rolling fields and hills and the kind of terrain that cavalry dream of fighting in, because there's enough hills to keep them hidden and enough openness to give them free rein to go wherever the crap they want.
So we asked Queenie to take all her greenery and put it on a sheet for us so we could just walk with the sheet.
Doo-doo, doo-doo. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
Right?
Is there a way for us to disguise ourselves?
Do what?
Is there a way for us to kind of blend into other passersby and make ourselves not look like ourselves?
I mean, you could try. Your party's rather distinctive and multicultural. And they also know who you are, what you look like, and are apparently ahead of you.
They were ahead of us yesterday too.
Well, that's where she got the information. So she basically just reiterated what Ruby had told you, because Ruby had sent the servant to tell you guys at Ruby's place that there were some people asking about you the night prior, which was now 2 nights ago.
Okay, well. So do we get into full battle rattle and head on?
Sure. Let's do this.
One more question for you, Queenie. Do you have any idea how many are in this troop of cavalry? Because we've seen already at least one group that looked like they might have been looking for us, so we're just trying to get an idea for numbers.
She says, I'm not one for the whole military regiments and counts and things, not my area of expertise, but I do know there's a fair number of them. Only a few of them actually come to the lodge, only some of the officers. The rest of them go on ahead.
Let's play ball.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so finish eating, finish drinking, get geared up, and head out on the road. All right. You head down the King's Road. Sorry, you head down the King's Road for a while until you get to an intersection. It is at this intersection that you are supposed to get off of the King's Road, start heading east towards the northern edge of the haunted forest into the mountains where the Acheronian ruins supposedly are. But you will be no longer on the King's Road, on the main road. Now you'll be traipsing through less organized territory.
My kind of area.
Yes. It is still mostly rolling hills and fields. Every here and there might be a copse of trees and bushes, but even then they're not huge. It's you guys haven't been there, so I can't say like the Black Hills of Western Kansas and Montana. It's very rugged terrain, but it's like small rugged terrain. It's just like there'd be a hill, and then on this side of the hill, the ground, instead of being the rest of the hill, just like fell 20 feet. And it's rugged terrain. You're following roads for the most part, so the roads kind of go through it, but even the roads tend to have to wind a little bit through these hills.
Mm-hmm.
Zinnia, if you were going to do a cavalry ambush, this is the terrain to do it on.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
This is the point also at which, when you were looking at the map, said if I was going to do an ambush, it's going to be either here or here. This is the first of those either ors.
Okay.
As we get to there. Off the King's Road in the Badlands.
In these Badlands, is there a way for us to be off of the road itself and more up onto the uneven terrain?
Absolutely. With your ranger running his survival checks, you can 100% don't have to follow the road. It's going to slow you down a lot.
Slower's okay if it means they don't have a cavalry advantage, and this is one of those tactical choke points that could give them the advantage, right?
Yes, but it is, even if you were to just follow the road, it's still going to take a couple of days.
I leave it to the group. I'm all for going slow if it means getting there alive.
I kind of like that idea too, because, you know, why make it easy for them?
Yeah, in worst case scenario, they get impatient and circle back to see if they missed us. In which case, maybe we catch them unprepared in some degree, or we catch them less prepared than they would have been.
I'd rather just be able to see them coming so that I could find some place to hide.
I mean, they're going to have to dismount if they're going to want to make it up rugged terrain to get us, or at least it's going to take them a while longer on their horses. So,
But if we take the long way, isn't it giving them more time to prepare?
The cavalry, they rely mostly on shock and all kind of tactics where they just rush you.
That's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
we're a handful of people versus unknown number of people on horseback. They're plenty prepared enough as it is.
I see. Okay. True.
Zhang, are you willing to get your boots dirty?
Of course.
Abertack will carry him.
Yeah.
No.
If only he had a place for that giant warhammer he has to carry, though.
Yeah. I mean, how much can you possibly weigh when we're done with you? What, 8 ounces cutting the iron?
Abertack, survival. Sorry, not Abertack. Thornicius, survival check, please, for guiding across this rough terrain.
I also have an ability, I think, if I remember correctly, under survival, that allows me to check.
I don't see it. It's not listed on your character sheet.
Not abilities. What's the party?
Because there are abilities, I just don't think you've purchased them.
Oh. Okay. Oh well.
All right. So Abertack rolled 0 successes for leading the party
Not
cross
Abertack.
country.
Not,
Sorry.
Abertack.
Thornicius rolled 0 successes for leading the party cross country. And by
You wanted to
late
be-
afternoon, it's hot. It's humid. You have been now scrambling up and down these rocks. Like, not going around things like, oh, I definitely know. If we go that way, it's just going to get worse. We should climb this 20-foot embankment. That's what we should do. And you've definitely been going east because the sun was behind you all morning.
That's what's supposed to be going south.
Suspicious.
Somebody going to correct me here? I mean, come
Nope. You're the guide. You're the ranger.
You're the guide.
There were no complications, so you didn't lose time. But you guys didn't exactly make a lot of progress, and it was quite an exhausting better part of a day scrambling up and down these dells and valleys and embankments. Come late in the evening, you do see lights off in the distance, maybe some sort of town.
Do we push forward toward the town?
Was there a town here on the map we looked at?
You don't even know where here is.
Oh, yeah.
You said later.
Another maybe 2 or 3 miles in the distance. You just see some lights that looks like maybe a small town.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, how late is it? You said it was.
It is now early evening.
Still ambient light, but not so not
Right.
dark.
Dusk is going to start here in another hour or so.
It's a skill.
Is that the Ruby Queen?
Yes.
Are we back where we started?
Oh,
Are there hedge bushes there?
Uh,
what's that?
I recognize those trimmed bushes.
Guide us.
One thing's for certain, they're never going to predict the route you're taking.
Isn't that the truth?
Sometimes being unpredictable is the best advantage.
So that's where I can do my calvary ambush.
So, you see signs of a town a couple miles ahead. You could make it there in an hour or so
Let's go.
if you wanted to go towards civilization.
A large troop of cavalry might take that as a useful place to set up shop and get
We have
resources.
to find it anyway.
Yeah,
well, I just don't know what we gain by going there, really, because we're supplied already. All it's going to do is make more people that could tell those people where we went.
okay. I can try and hunt us some game.
I think you've done enough.
You ground it.
Well, you failed one roll, Bill, and they will not let you forget it.
Do y'all want me to scout ahead?
Why don't you look for a place for us to camp?
Who wants to do what now?
Do you want the ranger to scout for a place to camp, and I can sleuth in and see what the town is? If it's only going to be an hour, I'll be there by dark.
Can do that. That's fine. All right. I'll scout ahead.
All right, Ranger, then I need another survival check for finding a good campsite. A 10 and a 14. I believe that would be 2 successes.
Mhm.
As I check survival. Yep, your survival is 14. Okay. So you do indeed, after doing a little bit of scouting, you find a little, a nice little embankment, one of those that you've been clambering up and down, but this one has a little alcove in it. And it's also in kind of a dried out stream bed. So the stream bed kind of does kind of a curly S figure. So the embankment is only if you were to have a campfire in this little alcove, it would only be visible from like right there and right there, but from anywhere up there and anywhere back there, nobody can see it. So you got quite a bit of coverage where you can have a nice little campfire and nobody should see it.
All right.
Now, Verai, are you heading towards town stealthily or just heading?
I'm going to head stealthily because I don't want to be caught out in the open alone, but by people that know what I look like.
Okay. I will need a survival check, but basically it's don't get a complication because of the rugged terrain.
Survival, not stealth?
Survival just for getting across the terrain. Don't roll a 20.
I did not roll a 20, but I did not get any successes.
Okay. Now a stealth check, please. Woo!
Successes.
2 successes. All right. It is rough terrain, and you are definitely a little bit winded by the time you get to the outskirts of this town. But you make it there. You're pretty confident. You stuck to the shadows. As you're getting there, dusk is just kind of starting to fall. Things are turning a little bit gray. As you get closer to the town, you actually see a little bit more smoke than you expected in the town. And as you get near it,
We haven't even been there yet.
Unfortunately, they had a tavern and they heard we were coming.
Well, might as well get it over with, right?
Right, exactly.
And what you see is about a third of the town is burnt down. You see people, what appear to be haggard, exhausted, and nervous townspeople are digging graves and taking shovels to burn down buildings and ash.
So instead of walking right in and be like, "Hey guys, what's going on here?" I'd probably rather just kind of listen for a bit, see if I can hear what's going on, see if I can overhear what has befallen these people, because last thing they need is somebody new walking in. Probably because I suspect a horseback troop came through here and did this while they were looking for us, maybe. So I don't know what these people know about us.
All right, cavalry check. Observation.
Uh-oh.
My horseback riding skills suck.
Observation check, please.
Slash.
13
I'll reroll one of those.
Okay.
Hey, one success.
One success. Well, as you're looking around, you do spot horse tracks, but you don't spot like a bunch of horse tracks. You hear them talking about bandits, brigands. Some of them say mercenaries in the exact same tone of voice as they say bandits and brigands. To them, it's all kind of the same thing. But you don't see or hear signs of an actual proper cavalry regiment.
Okay.
But somebody came through and raided this town.
Wrecked their day.
You do note that there are not a lot of marriage age women that you spot out and about in this town.
Nope. I'm gonna a bunch of haggard people. Yeah, I can take him if I have to. Sure. Okay, I'll wander in as a passerby on my way to the next town. So
He senses an opportunity to make money.
no, I sense that these people aren't going to get her.
Yeah. You walk into town, and it's getting to be about dusk. For the most part, you get some dirty, suspicious looks. But that's pretty much the worst that happens as you just kind of walk into town. These people are literally digging out the rubble and ashes of their home, and you walk in, and they're giving you a suspicious look. Some of them might be holding onto their shovel a little more firmly. You make it to what used to be the center of town, and a couple of folks. You would guess it might be what this town considers their militia, which is basically an old toothless guy with a leather jerkin, a helmet, and a spear that's probably as old as he is, and a couple of teenage boys that one of them has a rusty tree felling axe and the other one has what you assume is a homemade sword, small ninja sword type shit. Somebody was, I'm a blacksmith, look, I made a cool sword, and just hammered out a hunk of iron.
3 more payments at $12.99 and this baby's mine.
And they come up to you, not weapons drawn or anything, but they come up to you, and the old man's like, "Not much we can help you in this town there, stranger." Or sorry, they're southern. "Not much we can do around here for you, stranger."
I was just on my way through, and I was curious what happened here. I don't want to add to your troubles. I just was curious what was happening. I saw the smoke.
Bunch of bandits came and raided us a couple days back. We're still pulling the dead out. Took all our Took all our valuables. Anybody that even looked at them funny, they cut down. Kidnapped all the women folk. Killed most of men folk.
Kidnapped your women. Where would they take them?
Slavery.
Do you know where?
They were heading west when they left here.
West.
A group of infantry, had a couple of horsemen with them. I think they were probably mercenaries. I don't know, but either they ain't been paid in a while or they just got bored because they decided to take to town. Town didn't have enough money to pay them, so they took what they wanted.
That's terrible.
He starts describing some of the emblems and banners, and you realize that it's the same emblems and banners of the folks that you saw yesterday on the road.
All right. Were they looking for anything in particular, or were they just looking for riches and women?
Is there anything else that they needed to be looking for?
Well, whatever it is, it doesn't look like they found it because they laid waste to your town, unfortunately.
They got what they wanted.
I'm sincerely sorry for your troubles here. Like I said, I didn't want to add to your troubles. I'll be leaving. I'm sorry for your losses.
Go in peace, stranger.
Same to you.
You tattle off.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll make my way back to the party then.
Okay. One more survival check, please. And are you trying to hide your tracks on the way back to the party?
No.
I should.
Then I'm going to need a survival and a stealth. For the survival, I actually will need at least one success because he's found a nice little hidden spot that you don't know where it's at.
Oh, good.
You know that it's in this area abouts.
I'm just going to wander for life. Success.
All right. So you will make it back. Now a stealth check, please, for hiding your tracks. Not very stealthy.
Fail at stealth, but it's dark and I'm getting sleepy, so.
Yeah. So for those of you guys in the camp, a couple of hours have gone by, and I need an observation check, please, from somebody, whoever is probably on guard, alerting.
Yeah.
Or if you guys are just all sitting around the campfire talking, I just need an observation check from somebody.
Ooh, nailed it.
That would be 3 successes from Thornicius. You hear a twig break and some footsteps.
Grab my bow.
Something nearby has found you.
Grab my bow, head into the shadows.
You tuck
Burn
into
the
the shadows. There is a lone dark figure studying the ground where you have been.
How far out?
Medium range, few hundred feet. I guess long range, far range, few hundred feet.
And I can't figure out whether it's male or female, right?
It's dark. It's a dark figure. You're lucky to be able to see it.
Say stabby, stabby.
It hasn't found you yet, but it is definitely looking around for something, and you can only assume that it's looking around for you.
All right. I'm going to move out into the brush and keep low and see if I can't move around to behind it, whoever.
In order to try to move to the far side of this person, you'd have to make a very long loop around.
Okay, well then I'll just wait. And one person shouldn't be that much of a threat, so I'll let them walk into the firelight and announce themselves.
Xenia, Abertak, and Zhang, you guys are sitting around the fire, and Thornicius just kind of goes and walks out of camp. few
With my
minutes
bow.
later, has not come back.
With my bow.
Well,
No loss.
no, that's okay.
That's all right.
He
were looking
doesn't
for
roll
an
very
archer.
well.
They were looking for an archer anyway, so.
I always knew he'd lead us out here to die one day.
Right? He took us the wrong way.
Thanks.
I vote we eat Zang first.
Not much food there.
Yeah, but he's sesame flavored.
So you guys just, I'm sure it's fine. He'll let us know. Keep sitting around the fire, having a cup of tea.
I'm gonna grab my weapon, but otherwise,
Okay.
like, I mean, he's our ranger. I assume he knows what he's doing because I sure as hell don't. If I get away from the fire, I probably can't find my way back.
Veri, you do see a glint of light over there. Just a quick reflection as you're walking down a riverbed.
Just around the riverbed.
And you're muted. Yeah, exactly.
It's the only other light for miles besides the village that I just came back from.
Mm-hmm.
So cautiously, I should make my way towards it to investigate, to make sure, at least rule out that that's not mine.
Observation check, please.
You gonna die. Wait. Yeah, one success.
One success. You notice a figure in the bushes up ahead.
Abbott.
Well, it's too dark for anybody to recognize me, and it's too dark for me to recognize anybody else. So, since I'm making such a hash out of being stealthy, I can always just play the person on their way from point A to point B, just like I have been. So, I'll cautiously stumble and sound non-threatening, little lady lost in the dark.
So
Okay.
Thorny.
Yeah.
You hear this figure now making sounds. It's not your party mate, but you hear like this figure talking to itself, mumbling. I don't know, something about the rocks. Who knows? Kind of a old lady maybe. But you hear some mumbling and talking to itself.
All right. So they're nuts. They won't be too hard to take down. This-
What'd you call out?
Gonna make a. Let's see. I'm gonna make a bird call from my area. You know what I'm saying? One from the marshes, and see if
The Bostonian marches.
yes,
I forgot Vera's an ornithologist.
yes, yeah. Well,
That's a pretty good chance my cat might come attack you.
I guess Veri should do a survival check if she recognizes a whippoorwill. Nothing.
Not a chance in hell.
No response.
That's a Bostonian titwink. What kind of a bird is out at night?
Owl?
Ooh.
Ooh, goes there. Ooh, goes there.
Ooh. Ooh.
Who are you?
Who? I really want to know.
Yeah, I really do want to know. I'm just gonna approach. At this point, I give up. It's either Veri or it's some really stupid chick.
Is there a difference?
One and the same, buddy. One and the same.
And out from the bushes hops your friend Thorny, the one that you spotted a few moments ago before you started mumbling yourself.
Now that you know it's him, make sure to kill him.
Oh
God, you scared me! Don't scare me!
Scared me.
I'm so glad it was you. I really didn't want to get blood on this ninth round.
We really got to come up with something here.
Yeah. You gotta teach me ornithology.
He's like, don't you recognize the Bostonian titna?
All right.
Oh, that was your tit willow.
Yes.
It's gotta be your bowl. Let's work on that over the fire, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
And after 10 or 15 minutes or so, Thornicius comes back into camp escorting Veri.
We all heard the bird noise, and we're discussing migratory patterns now.
I'm still alive. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your concern.
You think they could carry a coconut?
Right? Jesse, the coconuts migrate.
So good news, bad news. Good news is I didn't see any imminent danger while I was in town. Bad news is I couldn't really stealthily make my way back, so they probably followed me.
Who probably followed you?
I don't know. Whatever band of brigands and mercenaries that I think we saw on the road, but we avoided yesterday.
Wait, they were in the town?
Yeah, that town is laid to waste. They're not there anymore, but that town is broke.
Then who would have followed you then? The townspeople?
No, just in case there was somebody else watching from afar, watched me leave town. I don't know. It was getting dark. I don't know that anybody was going to follow me, and I don't think I heard anybody coming after me. But I couldn't very well hide myself in unfamiliar terrain in the dark. I was tripping all over myself. I'm tired. Leave me alone. Stop talking.
Okay.
Checks out.
But
that being said, I'm gonna head back out into the bush from the way that she approached camp, and see if I see anybody out there making their way towards camp.
yeah,
Observation.
see if you pick up anybody following my tracks, because they took, like, the group took women and riches from that town and headed west, but I don't know if there were any stragglers or scouts.
Ooh, nice.
Find them, Thorny.
So Thornicius, as the clouds clear up, you get a perfect full moon shining down on the Badlands between you and this town, where you can still see some lamp lights and some candles, although less than you would expect for that town. I guess it doesn't really look like a big town. There's only a couple of buildings left. And in the clear, pale moonlight, you don't see a creature stirring other than over there's a lizard. There's a pair of foxes over there playing with each other, and not a human being moving between that town and you.
Okay.
And then the clouds come back in.
And that's when they come at us.
And that's when I wasted a perfectly good roll.
He wasted the good surprise on you.
Okay. I'll go back into camp and let everybody know that I don't think that Vera was followed, unless she was followed by a lizard or two humping foxes.
You don't know me.
God knows. I know how you roll, though. They'd all have a knife in them.
Yeah, true.
So I'll take first watch since I was already on first watch.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down by the fire and rest a little bit. It's been a long day, and my rolling hand is so crampy right now.
Party rests for the evening, or is there anything else to discuss or do?
Without knowing, like, we're so disoriented location-wise. Like, is this town really on our way, or are we going the wrong direction, or what?
As far as you know, you went in the right-ish direction. If they were the same brigands and they went west, and your goal was to go east, and you saw them yesterday, that means you did indeed go east, and they went west.
So we either double back to help the townspeople out, or we press on toward our goal.
Press on.
Well, I mean, insane people are gonna keep killing each other and themselves until we get to that city. So, I mean,
Well, you're not going to the crazy town. You're going to the Acharonian ruins with the dangerous artifact.
oh, well, I mean, it's gonna be a dangerous artifact until we get there anyway. So, I mean, if we want to save some dusky maidens from getting enslaved, I'm all for it. Why not? We have to capture Batty anyway. So,
He's not with that group, right?
Not with that group, though.
who knows? I just want to kill somebody.
Now you're thinking like I think.
I like it. I like it.
All right. Well, do you
I'm
think
cool either way, but
is there a horse or a couple of horses we could borrow?
Horses are valuable.
Okay.
The brigands took everything of value from the town.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, at least that means there's more horses and more footprints for us to follow. I don't think we're having a hard time following them.
Well, you do know where they were as of yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And they were here as of 2 days ago.
They're probably not there anymore. I don't know where they are at this point.
as much sympathy as I feel for these people, like that evil artifact being loose could be a lot worse for a lot more people.
So you're saying continue on for the greater good.
The greater good.
I thought he said
That
split
would
the
be
party.
my vote, but I am not going to insist on it.
Zhang?
This is about the most wishy-washiest.
I mean, if we stop to save every person from every bandit in every one of these countries, we wouldn't get very far.
But think how many favors they'd owe you.
All those peasants.
With nothing but dirt and sticks.
Which is exactly all the favors they would give us. Dirt and sticks.
Yeah.
1,000
not
dirt and
really
sticks versus
making me watch
50
that.
cavalry then.
So
Barbarians in the land of barbarians. Oh no, they do barbarous things.
how very Zhang of you. I love it. That is perfectly Zhang. I
Thank
love
you,
it.
listeners.
I must climb a mountain and meditate upon that one.
With your kind of survival checks, I don't know if I'd be climbing right now.
Yeah, well.
Apparently, my hair is making amends. What happened to your hair, bro? Well, Mr. Goliath, man, I woke up like this. I'll have you know. It's just...
We tried to get him to put something in it before we started, but he wouldn't do it.
He
It
woke
wasn't
up
a
like
paintbrush.
3 days ago.
You've shamed him to get a hat. Yep, there's the hat.
Yeah.
Now he's in a fedora. Are you happy?
No,
It's not a
no.
fedora. It's a... words. There are words. There's a word. It's a place. It's not Colombia.
It looks
It's
like
not
a Panama hat.
Panama. That's the word.
The Panama
Panama.
Jack hat.
It is a cool hat. I like it. So I bought it.
You look like you want to sell me
I bought it
dinosaurs.
in Moab,
That's-
in Arctic, when I was there. I look like what?
No expense.
What did you say? Oh, okay. Spared no expense. You know what? Ooh, that'd be a fun Halloween costume. Spared no expense. That's why we went for the electric Fords.
The only one on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
They made fun of my hair.
Oh,
The power of the internet.
I was bullied into getting my third favorite hat. Actually, on that note, I need a refill, and the party is camping for the night. So we're going to take a 2-minute break, everybody, for a quick bio break and a quick refill, and be right back shortly. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Ladies and gentlemen, we return for the second half of our session of Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed of, Season 3, Episode 18, Queenie's Gambit. So, the party has now had a good night's sleep, a good night's rest. The prior night, they discussed whether or not to save all of the kidnapped and enslaved villagers or ignore it and continue to move on. And I think the consensus was reached that all of the enslaved villagers can take care of themselves. They'll be fine, I'm sure. We've got more important matters to attend to. Let's keep going east. Right?
west.
East.
Yeah, we're going east. The baddies went west.
Oh,
Yeah. So, that being the case, I will need another survival check from our intrepid guide. Also, April, if you can move the camera just a little bit more towards Bill, because we get like half of this face. There we go. I love to see both of your lovely shining faces. Yep, now we got you. Bill. Oh, really? Really, Bill?
Hey, look,
I
I
think
left it up to my assistant here.
So for the second day in a row, the guy that has
Wait a minute, can't you re-roll?
Don't you need fortune points?
the
how
guy
many
that has
abilities?
a 70% chance to succeed per dice rolled twice, meaning what I think 13% chance of failure and 87% chance of success, has now failed the same roll twice.
Are we in the ocean now?
But no complications.
That's right.
So we're in the ocean, but we have a raft.
Failure is a useful teacher. Redeem XP from Just Otherness. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just Otherness. Thornicius, go ahead and give yourself 100 experience points.
Sweet.
Yeah.
See the happy dance.
I recommend
Use
pointing
that
that
in,
towards improving
survival
your
count.
survival roll.
Kitty XP.
Okay, so you again continue to head east. You know that, you remember the map. The mountains are to the east and the forest is to the southeast. If we just keep going east, we'll eventually get to the mountains. And then it's just a matter of finding the specific mountain pass that goes to that one set of ruins. No problem. I got this. Let's go east. And you go, I'm assuming, because that town was to the east as well, but I'm assuming you're going to go the long way around the town?
Yeah, we're not going to go through the town. That probably scare the hell out of the poor people.
And they don't have anything valuable left to take anyway.
Or burn. No tavern to burn.
Yeah, no tavern to burn.
Well, you end up spending a good part of the morning just going the long way around the town. Apparently, it's pretty rugged terrain here. These people are probably mostly livestock fed rather than farming fed, rather than agricultural, I should say, fed. So you end up going the long way around, and the better part of the morning is spent just getting to the other side of the town. But you continue on. You keep going east, and I need an observation check, please, Mr. Scout.
Hey, I can see things. I just don't know how to get to them.
We are brought to you tonight by Liquid Death and Maker's Mark. It was Liquid Death and El Jimador tequila, but the Liquid Death and Maker's Mark is much tastier.
Isn't liquid death just water?
Yeah, flavored waters. This one was the Bury It Alive flavor.
And we're the gay ones.
I know, right?
Hydrogen dioxide.
When did water get gay? Is it, fellas, is it gay for liking water now?
Liquid death is pretty gay.
It's delicious and all skull-like. I'd think you would like it.
Yes, but I am gay.
Oh, God, he made a point.
Damn it! I have no retort.
He worked me into a corner. Don't say it, Bob. Don't.
Okay, so was that 2 successes on observation?
Yes.
You see off in the very far distance a trio of horsemen up on a hilltop. Not moving, just obviously looking around, maybe like sentry type things way off in the yonder.
So we did go west.
Damn. Didn't somebody buy me a compass?
I was
I
going
could
to
have
say,
swore I said
can
I
we
was
see
going to buy
if you
a
have a
compass.
compass?
It's that big glowing orb in the sky. It's free.
Sun may rise in the east, at least it settles in a civilized location. No, I don't see a compass in your inventory sheet, but I do see a soul cage black charm.
Yes, I do see that too. But
Can't
it's not
you
gonna
tell
show me
him what this is?
what's going to be in the survival kit? I wonder.
I don't know. You didn't fail your survival. You didn't fail your survival. You just didn't succeed.
So 3 people off in the distance on the hillside on horseback.
Yes.
Are they looking at us?
They're just
Right
shaking
now,
their heads.
they are very far away. Just 3 folks on a hilltop is about all you can tell for as far away as they are.
It's about the right number for a scouting party, though.
Yeah, sounds about right to me.
We're not doing anything here.
Okay.
Attract any attention. Just us huddling through some, scrag. Just
What was that, Crump?
dirt.
It doesn't say exactly what's in a survival kit. Just you have a survival kit.
It survives.
Survival. It's in a kit.
Yeah, the kit.
It can be all yours for 7 easy payments of 5 coppers and 3 silvers each.
What's in it? Life.
And you can keep it until you stop paying.
It's a soul. You have a soul in there.
There's a soul in there.
There's a soul.
Maybe it glows and you can let your soul glow. Just let it shine out.
Did you having a stroke?
Probably.
Well, at least part of the
100%
party
on this.
got the reference. Chat, I'm going to assume you got the reference because you are cultured and erudite individuals.
Yeah, no.
Where else would I go to find a queen? Okay, so what do? We see these people off in the distance. They're, too far for a bow. They probably see us. We probably can't run. Do we charge?
They don't appear to have seen you, as in they're just standing there on a hill or sitting on a horse on top of a hill.
Okay. If they haven't seen us, why don't we just?
Two-step it.
Yeah.
I think they're sitting
You
on
do.
on the horse.
So just take cover.
Yeah. What little cover is probably available?
It's going to be a a stealth check from somebody, probably from the ranger, but I guess somebody else could do a stealth check.
Let this one do it. This one right down here.
Yeah.
He failed the last one.
He's got a better
Daryl,
chance. This one.
who can beat a 14?
Not me.
No.
Certainly not me.
Thornicius has a 15. Oh.
Oh yeah, stealth has you have 15.
One success.
Uh-oh.
And one complication.
No, just one success. Focus on the positive.
Oh.
One success
Ow!
and
What are you
one
doing,
complication.
I'm just making a bad situation much worse.
I'm
I'm not going to
helping.
re-roll any of those dice.
2 successes. Focus on the positive here, Crom.
Doomed.
What do you mean, wait?
So 2 separate people rolled when I only asked for 1 separate people to roll. Both of them rolled a successful roll and a complication, a 20 and a success. And so I'm going to let's see. I'm trying to think of even what would be an applicable complication here. While
I tried to
still
sneak away and I kicked a duck.
I'm going to need an acrobatics check from both of you.
Acrobatics check. Oh, God.
Acrobatics.
I'm going to
At
end up.
the embankment, and you land back at the Ruby Queen.
Slash. Well, I'm landing face first in somebody's cleavage.
So, while putting everybody into cover, taking cover, hiding, finding good cover, you failed to spot the sinkhole in the ground that was hidden by a bush. Thornicius almost fell into this sinkhole in the ground, hidden by behind, kind of underneath a couple of bushes that you decided to shove the party into. You were able to catch your balance just in time, though. Unfortunately, as you're catching your balance, you grabbed Verai for balance and tossed Verai in, who was unable to catch her balance after you threw her ass in the hole.
Asshole!
Verai, there were no complications, so I'm not going to give you an injury, but you land hard. A good 15, 18 feet into a sinkhole.
It looks like it hurt.
It's very dark, a little wet and muddy, and you land hard.
There's nothing but darkness, and out of the darkness raises a finger.
Just one. That's all you need. I'm okay.
The rest of the party, you see Thornicius trip over something and throw Verai into a hole. Ah! Ow!
I mean, not to piss him off.
Oh, okay. Hey, I think I have some rope in my pack here. Let me get it out.
How deep is sinkhole are we talking about here?
Said 15 to 18 feet. A cubit.
A cubit.
I don't know what a cubit's distance is, but
I
2
don't either.
cubits. I don't know.
Should we just start burying him? Her?
I don't think she's dead quite yet.
I'm not dead yet. Kind of smells like almonds.
You shot me. You shot me right in the arm. Send down some rope, maybe some lotion, something.
It puts the lotion on its
Lotion
skin.
on its skin.
or it doesn't get the rope.
I worry about my friends here. I do.
I've just got some mud. I'm muddy. I hope it's mud. Better be it's better be a sinkhole, not an outhouse.
I didn't think about that, but there was only one complication each.
By our powers combined, you're coming in here with me.
So, Thornicius, do you have a rope?
I believe that's in my pack. Yeah, that's
All right, let's check what your inventory sheet says.
Let me check my inventory. Maybe it's in my backpack.
I don't see a rope in your inventory sheet, Thornicius.
It's a survival kit. Wait,
Does anybody have rope listed in their
Sound like a
inventory?
survival kit.
Traveling clothes, alchemist kits, riding horse. I have a riding horse. Does that help?
We left the horses behind a long time ago.
You would. I didn't even get money for my horse. It better be chilling at the. No, I don't have any. I don't have any rope.
You got a fishing kit.
I got fishing twine.
I mean, it does sound like a survival kit thing.
I will agree with that. It does sound like something that would be in a survival kit.
These kits allow a character to perform tests using a particular skill without a penalty or represent tools that grant additional benefits. Healing skill as opposed to without using incourse limited resource. It just doesn't.
Maybe it's a placenta.
What?
Now, I would definitely give you that a survival kit has things like flint and tinder. Like a kit is a little box. It's a little container. It's got like flint and tinder and a compass.
All right, use your Eastern powers to levitate him out.
So I'm gonna burn myself out.
Just climb.
Yes, climb up the muddy, dirty walls.
It means that you can stick your fingers into the walls to help get yourself out.
Does it though?
But
In a sinkhole? Sinkholes usually mean there was running water underneath that that pulled the ground away into a cavernous structure.
yes, but it doesn't mean that the walls are currently with mud. Sure, it may be wet.
So while I'm down here, is it just like, can I see all corners of this thing? Is it just a pit with?
Right now, it's just very dark. You can light a torch.
Yeah, sure.
Lighting a torch. You do indeed see the ground is seeping and wet. There is not dripping down from above, but the ground is kind of seeping and wet, and leads off into kind of a porous limestoney-ish rock surface over that direction, and then it's coming from a small passage, only a few feet tall, but there is a small passage where that water is coming from.
I'm gonna call up to Thornicius, find rope, figure out a way to get me out of here. I'm gonna go exploring. I'll be right back.
Is that smart by yourself?
No.
And this is how he lost the assassin.
It wasn't smart to be thrown down in here, was it?
It was smarter than me falling down in there.
No!
All right, I'm going to use my survival tests to
While
some.
while you're figuring out a way for me to get out of here, don't forget to check and make sure those horsemen aren't following you.
Yeah, you're on that, by the way. Watch that. I'm going to go find some fiber strands and try and get together some kind of rope.
We are defeated by rope.
Roll a survival check to figure out a way to tie some clothes and plants and vine things together.
I'm fired. I'm fired.
An 87% chance of success. 3 times in a row have failed.
Funny has caught on to my ruse. It
I was gonna
realized that
say.
she's rolling for me, so now it's just going to make her roll bad.
I'm living down here as by the sounds of this. This is great.
Verai, you get down on your hands and knees and crawl into the small passage where the water is coming from.
Yeah, I get down on all fours. Yeah.
Okay. I guess like 3, and then the 4th one is holding a little torch here and trying not to burn yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. You crawl a little bit into the passage. Dear party, your friend did light a torch. You could see down into that hole, and she crawls away into a passage. And Thornicius, you're busy trying to figure out how to make a rope and not sure. Failing entirely, but it's going to take you a few minutes to realize that you're failing at making rope.
Good luck, I got Cat's cradle.
We look behind us and he's tied himself to a tree.
It's like,
Help! You never came here.
I'm now hog-tied myself.
How did you get an apple in your mouth? Seriously.
I don't remember how to rope.
There was a ball gag in the survival kit. How did that happen? No rope.
Vera, you crawled into the passage, and after maybe only 15 or 20 feet, it opens up into a larger cavernous opening. A couple of stalactites and stalagmites in there, but you see skeletons. 8 skeletons lined up equidistantly on either wall, 4 on either wall, so 8 skeletons total on either wall, and a 9th skeleton at the end of this chamber. Yep, a 9th skeleton at the end of the chamber. All of them are wearing very old, very ancient, very cobwebby armor of some sort. Looks like to be armor of some sort that doesn't seem to be from around here, that you don't recognize. Looks to be very old, with the 9th one at the end actually being quite ornate.
Looks like their compatriots threw them into a pit too.
Except all 8 of them are equidistantly up and down the room, more like they were
Holding court.
arrayed, possibly honored.
I'm being thrown in the pit.
Do they have any weapons?
Oh yeah. All 8 of them are carrying some sort of blade. Now the handles of them have kind of rotted away, but there's still the tang of the blade for all 8 of them. However, the 9th is a very ornate, very old broadsword. Kind of hand and a halfer on it. It even has grip above the hilt.
Well, since I know nothing about the spiritualness and the gods and all of that stuff,
People there.
I don't really think this guy's gonna necessarily care if I steal. Procure his broadsword. I already have my own 2-handed sword. However, one of my party members might appreciate this gift. All but the ranger, because I would bury this in his back.
Might even bury it in his front. You like him so much.
Through to his back. We'll figure that out later. We'll play that one by ear. Just a thought. Is there any rope down here?
You can give me an observation check, but that's still going to be a negatory, Ghost Rider.
Well, I might as well observe that I don't see any rope.
I don't know. We've been rolling pretty thick on the complications here tonight.
One
One
success.
success.
Hang on a second. I can re-roll the other one.
Oh. Come on, 20. Come on, 20.
Three
She got a
successes.
1. Dang, that
Three
turns into
successes.
one
I
to three
really can
successes.
tell there's no rope.
3 successes, however, 3 successes. You see where that little trickle of water is coming from, the one that cut out the entire sinkhole that you're in, leads to another passage behind these bodies that you didn't see at first, just because of the way the light looked. It looked like a solid wall, but as you kind of look around a little closer, you see that there actually is another passage there that you could, again, very small passage, that you could crawl ever deeper into the cave.
Before I go exploring into that area, I grabbed the other broadsword, right?
Yep.
Is any of these armors ornate or in good condition enough for me to procure from one of my compatriots as well?
Theoretically, you could probably take it to an armor smith of some sort to turn into armor, but all of the things that hold the armor together have
The straps and
evaporated over time.
Yeah, leather straps and such would, yeah.
making sense. I was just checking to see if there were any good, good chest pieces or anything like that, any good mail or anything. You don't know what you don't know, right? So with the broadsword in tow, then I will enter the next chamber of doom and gloom.
And she was never heard from again. So of you guys up above, it's been like 15 minutes since Thornicius said, "I'll make a rope." And he's still fiddling around with some sticks and twigs and like leaves. And every time he's like, "I've got it now. Let me just tie it, rip. I know what I did wrong. I should tie it. This will rip."
Nope, another 20. Nope, another 20.
You also haven't heard or seen side or tail of Verai in this cave now for a good 20 minutes after she crawled into that passage.
So I want to shout down there to her.
Nothing.
You keep an eye on them on the hill. Let the other two take care of that.
That doesn't sound like a Bostonian titler.
Bostonian Hitler?
Tit watcher.
Stabby.
Did somebody say stab? And all of a sudden, Verai's back above ground again.
Before long, I'm going to wait for him. I'm going to be sitting there watching him finish the rope, and he's kind of finally going to get it. I'm going to be like, "Cool, who are we getting?"
So it's been
Shove
20
you back
minutes
down.
now.
This rope will work.
Thornicius, Zang, Abertak, Zinnia.
Anybody want to help me with this rope? Yeah, Zang.
I-
Anybody want to kind of help me here?
I have no craftsmanship
Is it a rip?
outside of. I could poison it for you, but I don't think that'll help.
I might need that later, but not now.
I have a 7 for craft.
Yeah, that's basic. I think that's what you start out with.
Where could she have gone?
She's disappeared now. 20 minutes. Nothing. She could be stuck somewhere. Maybe the passage got too small and she can't back out.
Well, it's certainly small for her. It's certainly not going to fit me.
Maybe she fell even deeper and broke her
me?
leg. And her voice.
And her voice. In which case, we'll never hear from her again.
I'll try to help you.
I'm hesitant to just shout. Since we're trying to be stealthy.
Yeah.
I got to roll to get this rope to work.
Well, a survival check to make rope is going to take a couple of DC of success, whereas a craft skill would be a little easier.
Yeah, I don't have craft.
I do.
You have the basics. You have a 7. You could try rolling it.
Yeah, hell, you have an 8. Does anybody have an actual point of focus or expertise in craft?
God damn it. Why do you even roll anymore?
Zinnia stops watching on the hill and is like, I'll help you. I've got this. I've seen people make ropes before. I'll make a strip.
And she's in the hole too.
Ah! Poof.
As you're doing that, you're like using a knife to shred things up. You're like, I got this. I'm going to just slice this up here. And then all I got to do is tighten it. Ooh, you accidentally just sliced your arm a little bit. Son of a bitch.
We've killed Cthulhu and numerous demons. And a simple hole in the ground is what's going to take out half of our party.
And
It'll-
Zena loudly curses for stabbing herself trying to make a rope.
I'm going to move away from the hole a little bit and just watch, because if they do attract attention, then I can come out swinging.
Or knock them into the hole.
Oh, which apparently eats people.
Okay. So, Verai, you have now been following this passage further deeper into the cave. And this time it keeps going further. It's not just 5 or 10 feet into another chamber. It keeps going further. But as you go further, you see from the light of your torch, there are incoherent, illegible writings scratched into various surfaces on the wall. Some of them drawings, some of them what appear to be maybe pictographs of some sort. And I would allow a lore check to try to figure out what it is, if you even want to try.
Sure.
Don't ask
Not
me.
only am I an ornithologist, you don't know this about me. I'm also a museum historian.
Archaeology, ornithology, stabbing people. I'm master of
The
everything.
family business. You said lore.
I did say lore.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's see this joke in play. Slash roll 20.
You have a lore of not. They finally succeeded at something, chat.
And I
And they
made rope.
succeeded at reading the pictographs, or at least some of it, kind of recognizing what it is.
This one's of a kitty cat.
So here's the
stick
strange
figure.
thing you see about the pictographs. These pictographs are old. You recognize them as maybe Stygian, but probably Asheronian pictographs. Like from the prior age when Acheron was in charge of it. But the more weird than the fact that it's Acheronian pictographs, is it seems to be written in what kind of looks like a Cimmerian language.
Right, so it's like the evil Rosetta Stone.
So what you see doesn't look like Cimmerian writing, or sorry, it doesn't look like Acheronian writing, but it is Acheronian style pictographs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it with your Google torch. Rosetta
Okay,
Stone.
so I heard Acheronian with hints of Stygian and dating back to pre-Cimmerian Cimmerian and
Yes, that sounds contagious.
Achoo.
I think I've actually I've seen workings of this in previous architecture. I think this may say you are here. Well,
You're pretty sure you see something that you recognize as a representation of Atlantis.
Whoa.
do I know what Atlantis is in Cimmerian? Or well, just in
You've heard it before, and like I remember somebody saying something about a mythical place called Atlantis.
well, Atlantis.
And Albertac has told you about Acheron before.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, we have stumbled across that.
Right. That doesn't mean I'm cool.
Yeah, you're not. You're not the scholar of it all, but maybe we should throw Zhang down there. I think he'd enjoy it more.
My
So
art.
back up above, it's now been like 40 minutes now, 45 minutes, and you haven't seen, Hyde, or heard from Verai. Thornitius is over there shredding bushes, and Zinnia is stabbing herself in the arm trying to make a rope.
Story of my life: stabbing bushes.
Oh my god.
All right. All right. I speak the magic word that turns him into rope. And
Sim Sala rope.
Sim,
I will go down in the pit after Bear
how,
You're gonna lower yourself down?
with what? Like with the
I mean,
rope?
how deep is it? It's like 15 feet, right?
Yeah, either an acrobatics or an athletics check, either or would allow you to get down there pretty easily. Wouldn't be able to get back up very easily, but you can get down there. I would allow either.
Take
Watch
Verai's
out
cat
for
nap.
net 20s.
Yeah, watch out for those net 20s.
Why not?
You have an
it's failure.
11 and 1. So
They're not 20s.
so they're not complications. That is true. You don't break anything.
They're
as-
very close.
Oh,
He
if
rolled
that
two
wasn't a
19s
warning
forward.
shot, I don't know what would be.
Chat. He rolled both 19s.
Oh,
So
Enemies.
Abertac is like, I'm gonna go down there and check on our friend. I'm okay. Ow! Abertac, you land hard. No injuries, but you land hard. Your
I'm
tailbone
probably
hurts.
safer down here, all things considered, with what's going on up there.
And it's dark down here. You can't see very much. You could light a torch.
I will light the torch and then go through the little entrance on my hands and knees that is
It is
down here.
very tight fit, but you make it through. And it's only a pretty short passage, actually, maybe 10 or 15 feet as you're crawling through, on kind of like three hands, one arm and two legs and crawling through. And you come out to kind of a large cavernous room. And there are 9 skeletons, 4 on either wall, exactly equidistant apart, and a 9th skeleton on the end. The 9th skeleton on the end has been slightly disturbed and is cockeyed.
And it's
but
missing
no-
a weapon, so I know Verai's been here.
No sign of your friend other than the 9th one has been disturbed.
I'm gonna call out for Verai and then be like, well, surely not every skeleton can come to life and try to kill us. Right?
right?
Verai, I need an observation check to see if you hear the slight echoes through the long hallways of the cavern. Baby? Damn it! Verai, 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 Verai. Where are you?
Sounds like they figured out a way to get down here. Cool. I can get out now.
So do you turn around as best? Well, you can't really turn around, but you can crawl backwards for 20 minutes.
I'm going to shout backwards. Keep coming! Coming!
Bill, we're getting some echo from you. I'm having a hard time hearing. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, we're getting echo. That's better. Okay, what'd you say?
That works out fine because we're echoing through a cavern.
It actually does work out.
I thought somebody was doing it on purpose, actually. Do I recognize these? The anything about the skeletons, the livery, anything on their armor?
Well, if you make it far enough ahead to Professor Virai, I'll gladly be able to give you a history lecture on them.
So do I see the other passage that Vera went through? Chance, we cannot hear you.
I'm going to need one, a lore check for kind of looking into these skeletons, but two, no, you do not see any way out of here. There was one passage where she fell. You crawled through it. She's not here.
But I heard her voice from somewhere.
Yeah, it seems like it. It could have been your own echo.
Wouldn't my echo be saying what I was saying?
Caves do weird things to echoes. You know this. We've been in a cave together.
I got one success.
One success. Here's what you can tell with one success here. They are very old. They are very ancient. The one on the end was obviously a leader of some sort. And you are positive that they aren't from any current empire or power. Like the very armors that they're wearing, it would be like if you saw something from the Byzantine Empire today. You would know that that is not what an American soldier wears. That is old.
All right. Well, then I will keep looking for the passage that Vera might have gone through, cursing under my breath, assuming for the moment. Observation.
And Verai, are you still going forward or are you crawling backwards?
I should at least reconnect with my people instead of going further away from them. I can always come back this way if necessary, but I should at least reconnect with my people. So I'm going to go backwards.
You do actually see where kind of that water was leading. Just from a trick of the torchlight, you couldn't really tell at first, but there actually is another passage that kind of leads around kind of to the edge a little bit of this cavern that was very difficult to see, actually, because of the shape of it.
Is it big enough to, are we talking one person crawling through?
One person crawling through. And if you're claustrophobic, it is not going to be pleasant.
Well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get to the passage then and shout into the passage, like, are you coming this way?
Are you coming this way?
Not yet, but I'm close. Coming, yeah. Just a moment.
I will not enter then, so that we don't get stuck in a human centipede situation.
After a good 15 minutes or so, you start to see a little bit of reflection of torchlight from the other side from across that tunnel. Eventually seeing Verai basically crawling ass first backwards to you.
I've seen worse.
Verai, you come crawling out.
It doesn't look like
Oh.
He gets extra.
Can I trigger the cave in now?
You see Vera crawling back ass first to you, dragging what appears to be one of these guys' swords. Vera, you get back and see Abertak with a torch.
We got a little worried about you, but given what's going on above ground,
Hey,
we're safe down here.
you figured out a way to get down here, so we can get out of here now, right?
We're safer here.
It's now been over an hour that you've been underground.
The last thing I saw was that Xenia was trying to make a rope, and there's blood everywhere.
So I'm seeing this passage goes a ways, and I'm seeing I'm teaching myself lore, by the way. I'm seeing Sumerian with a hint of Acheronian and Stygian, symbols of kitty cats and
with hints of Rome, walnut.
vaguely reminiscent of prepubescent Acheronian.
I mean, that's my assumption is that since Asheron was in this area, this is probably something left behind by them, and that's probably why the entire area is mad and cursed. Did I mention haunted? Mad, cursed, and haunted.
Speaking of haunted and cursed, look, I found a broadsword. Is this haunted and cursed?
Almost certainly.
Most certainly.
Cool, I'll give it to Thornicius.
Thanks.
But
Abertech, observation check, please. Just one success is all you need, but please get a success on this.
You know what? I'll just spend this point of fortune for it.
Okay. The eyes of her teddy bear are ruby red and slightly glowing. You remember the one that you tried to burn in season 1?
Uh-oh.
And the one that you tried to burn in season 2? And that has been gone and is now not gone.
Your Edite Air Bay
is owing Glay.
is owing Glay with its eyes.
yeah,
Clearly, it wants
Yeah.
the broadsword for itself.
that's normal, isn't it? Don't all teddy bear eyes glow?
Only with
Remember when I said about being safer above ground? Sure, that sounds wrong. I know Xenia's coming with that whole flaying her skin to make the rope thing.
No, you're totally safe down here with me.
God, that is your costume right there. You don't need anything else.
Oh my gosh.
Zing, your friends have now been missing for an hour. Thornicius and Zinnia are completely cursed.
To try and make rope.
They're flaying their skin into strips and braiding it to make a rope.
I had to use the part that was actually an actual piece of rope. It might have been 2 foot long. I
So,
used that to cut off the blood flow from her arm as a tourniquet. So
You don't
So
have
what-
rope to make it
You're
turn.
patiently waiting for all things to come out. I'm the only one not injured in any way, shape, or form, or stuck in a hole. I think I'm just gonna wait it out.
just
If
there,
they die because of a hole,
shaking his head slightly, like
we're
believing
like
with these people.
Thornicius or Zinnia,
Kill
would you like to
demons.
just give up and jump into the hole that have now eaten 2 of your friends and seen no sign of?
I'm the kind of guy that just keeps on tugging at whatever he's doing. So
Don't mind me, folks. I'm just making rope here.
making rope.
Just gotta make some rope.
You throw that over my shoulder.
it'd be really
What
funny if
about you,
Xenia
Xenia?
has gotten confused now, and now she thinks the job is to unmake the rope, but every time she makes some, she unmakes it.
You're dripping blood still for some reason. It's not healing.
Uh-uh. You gonna make me go down there?
I'm not asking you to go anywhere. I'm making rope. I'm just making rope.
Can Abertac fit through that passage with me? Behind
Yes,
me?
it's going to be very tight, but yes. It may obviously in single file. One of you staring at the other's butt.
Hey, Abertac, you want to go down this tight hole with me?
Really cool pictures. You want to see these
Why
pictures?
don't you crawl out and yell to Zhang first and let him know that, like, see what their progress is on the rope, and then we can go.
Okay, fine.
Rope.
We'll make our way back out to the
To the sinkhole?
outer sinkhole. Yeah.
The outer
So an hour and some 15 minutes or so goes by, and you see Verai, a torch, and then Verai come back out into the sinkhole. You guys okay up there?
We're great.
Zinnia looks down and literally drips blood landing on your head.
We're doing fine, Bloop.
Y'all haven't
Uh,
tried to cut down a small tree or anything?
Abertac, you're coming out too, right?
I'm waiting in here. I don't see a reason to go out to the sinkhole with her.
Okay, just checking.
Go cut a tree down.
Okay, is there a large tree we can, or a sapling, anything like 20 foot long, we could just kind of.
Yeah, you could probably cut something down and figure out a way to drag it over. It's not going to be subtle.
Yeah, it's not going to be subtle, but hey, look up on the ridge. There's people still there?
No.
You're just laughing their asses off at you.
Yeah, they're like, these aren't the guys we're looking for. They're idiots.
These are not professionals.
Yeah. Look at that guy trying to make rope next to a 20-foot long branch. I don't see why he's doing that.
He is
Cut
a
her
unit.
arm open. All right. Well, I'm gonna go cut down the tree now. And try
to go explore the caves.
Abertac, Verai comes back later, a few minutes later, with a smear of blood on her forehead.
Oh, Zinnia must be bleeding less than she was when I left.
Hold on. Get that off of you there.
Only a smear.
Habeas corpus patro patronum Jesu Christo.
My gosh.
Woof, the whole thing goes on flames.
So I think they're going to get a tree. In the meantime, let's do a little bit further exploring and see where this passageway goes, because there's definitely drawings and lore behind this. I just don't quite know exactly what it means, and I wonder where it leads to.
All right, well, you can check it out. Good question, though. Why are they cutting down a tree?
So that we can climb out in case this is a dead end.
They're going to lower a tree.
Look, it's better a tree than us trying to make more rope.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy enough for us to try to like get pulled up by a tree or to scramble up a tree or something than it is to have to make rope out of.
I'm a lumberjack and it's okay. I work all night and I sleep all day.
I know that they do not have logging equipment.
He's got a hatchet.
Yeah, I got an axe.
Yeah.
All right.
So while they hurt themselves with that, let's go do some more exploring.
Sounds like a job for the next session.
As the two members of the party in the sinkhole crawl deeper into the cursed Acheronian ruins, the ranger begins cutting down a tree. Zinnia replaces the bandage on her arm, and Zhang continues to stare haughtily. Ladies and gentlemen, we will continue next week. We love you. Good night. Don't forget to stick around for the raid. Be kind. Be cool. Say hi to the next folks. Give us here at the Architects of Fate a good name. We love you. Good night.